Welcome to video 3 in the 3-video series about why it's so hard for women over age 50 to lose weight and how you can be the exception. I'm Dr. Ginny, and I'm so glad you're here because I'm going to give you a much clearer picture of the proven path to successful weight loss for women over age 50. You're going to learn the 3 keys that are proven to get you to your goal weight. And you'll learn the fundamental principles of eating that come together to get your body to support your weight loss effort rather than fight it, so you can finally get all the way into your slender, right-sized body. I understand the problem. In my mid-50s, I was significantly overweight, and I was aging prematurely and experiencing declining health. I didn't feel like I looked good, and it really affected my confidence and my joy in life. But worst of all, I was really starting to experience declining health. I was having a lot of chronic inflammation and pain and brain fog. My sugar levels qualified me as pre-diabetic, and I was walking like a 90-year-old woman. My future wasn't looking so bright anymore, and I decided I needed to make a change. It took me a lot of years of study and a lot of trial and error to figure out what works. And that's partly because there's a lot of truly terrible advice out there. But what I discovered is that you need to use an approach that works with your body rather than against it. And when you do that, your body stops fighting you and lets you release your excess weight. And I can tell you, I regained so much health and vitality at the same time. The problem we face is that most weight loss approaches are doomed from the beginning because they work against your body rather than with it. There's a number of factors making it more likely than not that we'll be overweight and experiencing declining health at this age. I explain more about that in videos 1 and 2 of this series, so if you haven't already watched the first 2 videos, I encourage you to go back and do that now. It's important to understand why weight loss is different for us women of a certain age, and it's important to know the truly terrible advice that you should avoid at all costs. The bottom line is you may be looking at continual weight gain, low energy, and premature aging in your future if you stay on your current path. But that does not have to be your destiny. When you understand the natural laws that govern how your body works, and you learn the 3 keys to healthy, sustainable weight loss for women over age 50, and you learn them at a gut, intuitive level, I think you'll see that weight loss is a lot easier than you thought. I introduced the 3 keys in an earlier video, and in this video, I want to further explain them to you. The first key is that you need to learn how to eat like a slender person. I want you to know just how you can change your eating to work with your body rather than against it. So let me tell you more about the 4 parts to slenderful eating, the 4 foundational elements. And you might want to pause the video and get a pencil and paper so you can take some notes on this, because this approach works very, very well. When you put these 4 parts together, you can get all the way into your slender, right-sized body, all while enjoying delicious, satisfying food. The first foundational element of slenderful eating is giving your body the nutrition it needs. So that allows you to finally release that excess weight. You can also greatly reduce your risk of heart disease, cancer, and diabetes by eating more of certain highly nutritious foods like fruits and vegetables, beans and legumes, nuts and seeds, and whole grains. I found that increasing the amount of highly nutritious foods you're eating is definitely the first most important step to eating like a slender person. Eating enough of the highly nutritious foods also helps you feel great, and that helps you stick with a slenderful eating plan that will get you all the way to your slender, right-sized body. The second foundation of slenderful eating is to eliminate cravings. Many of us have found that cravings defeated our weight loss in the past. This time we need to do things differently. We need to eliminate cravings to get different results. There are some foods that most of us have to eliminate for a while in order to eliminate cravings. You can identify these by thinking about the foods and drinks that leave you always wanting a little bit more, that you find you consistently eat to excess. That's a sign that that food or drink has an addictive effect on you. You need to heal your brain from that addictive response so you can happily eat like a slender person. Many of us just can't be successful if we keep having a little of the addictive craving-producing foods, so we cut them out of our diets altogether, at least for a while. And you'll be amazed at how fast the cravings go away and how much lighter and more relaxed you feel about eating when that happens. The third foundation of slenderful eating relates to how and when to eat. The idea we tend to have that we can eat on and off all day long, sort of whatever, whenever, wherever, tends to lead to overeating and overweight. Our bodies need time to digest and metabolize our food before we eat again. I'm quite sure that my belief that I needed to eat every 2 or 3 hours was a big reason I kept gaining weight. It's best to eat on a predictable schedule that supports weight loss. For most of us, the simplest way to do this is to have 3 satisfying meals and just avoid snacking altogether. So first, you eat a lot more highly nutritious foods. Second, you eliminate cravings. Third, you eat 3 meals and avoid snacking. And the fourth and final foundational principle of slenderful eating relates to quantities. You need to figure out just how much to eat for releasing excess weight and just how much to eat to maintain your slender weight. There are some foods you can eat a lot more of, and there are other foods you need to eat less of to become slender. And what happens when you eat this slenderful way and you put these 4 principles into practice? Your body starts getting the nutrition it needs and it starts responding in a healthy, happy way. No more cravings and no more slowed metabolism. Your body starts cooperating with you and allows you to release excess weight. No more failed weight loss attempts. Does that make sense? So those are the 4 parts of eating like a slender person, and they're crucial for getting into your slender, right-sized body. And in a minute, I'll tell you more about learning to think like a slender person and learning to live as a slender person. But here's the great news. Once I figured out how it all comes together, how it all works, I put together a program that helps my clients not only achieve their full weight loss and get all the way to slender for good, but my clients are able to achieve these goals a lot faster and easier than I did with a lot less trial and error. Because I packaged and organized it all for them. I give them very clear and specific guidance about what and how to eat. They have a very clear path to follow. And they have me by their side supporting their success. I observed and worked with various women over age 50 who were failing in another program that had a proven eating approach. And this led me to design a program to be effective specifically for women over age 50. And I call it Slender for Good because you get into your slender, right-sized body for good, meaning for your best life and for your whole life. This program is very different from other programs out there. It works for mature women when nothing else does. Mature women who have struggled with excess weight for many years need a complete program where you learn to eat, think, and live like a slender person. Slender for Good is a 12-month program because I found that's the time it takes for mature women to really get all the way to slender and to develop great habits that will let you stay slender for good. I mean, haven't you had it with failed weight loss attempts or successful weight loss attempts that then you gain all the weight back? And I can tell you, it feels even better than you imagine to finally learn to eat to get truly slender so you can live slender for the rest of your life. And there are 3 primary components of the Slender for Good program, so let me lay them out for you. The first, as we've mentioned, is that we use an eating program that truly works. Thousands of people have lost weight with this approach. It's an approach that works with your body rather than against it. And I want to be clear about one thing. You need to use an eating program that works for you and your life. If you don't enjoy what you're eating, you'll never be able to keep eating that way. So we co-create your eating plan to make sure it fits your preferences, your lifestyle, etc. And it's also geared to releasing excess weight in a healthy and sustainable way. Together we build an eating plan that's both satisfying and slenderful and will get you all the way to slender for good. So a proven eating program is the first major component of the Slender for Good program. The second major component is Slender University. This is a course of study where you learn exactly what to eat more of and what to eat less of to get your body to cooperate with you on this weight loss journey. You learn very specifically how much to eat to get slender and stay slender. You develop a much greater, more intuitive understanding of how your body works. And understanding how your body works makes it possible for you to sustain your healthy, slenderful eating for good. And the third, last but not least component of the Slender for Good program is you have your own mentor and coach to guide and support you all along the way. This turns out to be a really critical component of success for so many women. Although most of us have been trying to eat healthy for many years, we've had very little success in recent years. We've had so many years of bad influences leading us astray, we need strong guidance and support to achieve this important life transformation. Most women over age 50 just don't succeed going it alone. Slender for Good clients receive one-on-one coaching with me every month so they can understand, apply, and tweak the Slender for Good approach so it fits them and their lives. We tackle any mindset and lifestyle issues that are interfering with your success. As my client Barb says, talking with you so often is really helping me change my diet mentality, and that's making a big difference in my results. Individual coaching and mentoring makes all the difference for so many women. The one-to-one coaching in the Slender for Good program is part of what makes it really stand out from other weight loss programs. So I think you can see how the Slender for Good program is different from other programs and why it's so much more effective for women like you and me. You get a proven, effective eating approach. You learn how eating and weight loss truly works, so you know exactly how to eat to work with your body and to release your excess weight and keep it off. And you get one-to-one coaching and mentoring to make sure you can make the program work for you. Now in a minute, I'll tell you how you can get on the phone with me to talk about whether the Slender for Good program is a fit for you. But now I want to finish teaching you about the 3 keys to successful weight loss for women over age 50. We talked about eating like a slender person earlier in the video, and that's so important. But there's another important key, and that's mindsets. It turns out that learning to think like a slender person is a really important aspect of successful and sustainable weight loss for mature women. Women of a certain age tend to have certain mindsets that can derail us. And part of the issue is that we've spent so many years taking care of other people that we've developed mindsets that involve neglecting our own health, and that keeps us overweight. In the Slender for Good program, we uncover the mindsets that keep us from succeeding with weight loss, and we tackle them head on. You reset your mindset to support getting to and living in your slender, right-sized body. I addressed 2 troublesome mindsets in earlier videos, and today I want to address a third. It goes something like this. This may work for some people, but I'm different. I'm unique. What works for other people is not going to work for me. And I think I understand where this mindset comes from. We've had so many experiences with weight loss approaches that didn't work, and at some level we may have concluded that it's because there's something wrong with us. That's why it's so important for you to understand that it's not that you can't achieve the goal. It's just that those approaches you've been using don't work for women over age 50. They don't work effectively with our bodies. But the belief that you're uniquely incapable of achieving this goal is completely demoralizing, and it can cause you to give up. If you have this mindset, we need to change it. Listen, this is one of the benefits to having a psychologist as your weight loss coach. With me as your coach, you can change your mindsets. You can achieve a shift from an obesity-driven psychology to a slender psychology. And this shift will make a big difference for being able to eat the way you need to eat to get slender for good. Now, the third part of getting slender for good is setting up your environment so you can live with ease and joy as a slender person. There are certain lifestyle issues at this stage of life that are interfering with weight loss for us women of a certain age. For example, I mentioned my client Maureen in video 2. You may remember she had the I deserve this mindset, and it was causing her a lot of trouble. In terms of her lifestyle, she'd gotten into gourmet meals and wine pairings and delights like that. And part of the trouble was she wasn't just eating like this for special occasions anymore. She was feasting like a queen pretty much every day, and this was definitely contributing to excess weight and ill health. And she did not like her matronly appearance, which she referred to as her queen body. I understood this one because I used to love to have some delectable combination of food and wine too. And over time, this had also become a daily habit for me. When I got serious about getting slender and healthy, I changed my mindset about what I deserve. Now, when I talk about what I deserve, it's a lot more about living a full, rich life, and it's a lot less about having special exotic foods every day. I mean, I love my food, and Maureen loves the food she eats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But neither one of us indulge in feasting like royalty every single night anymore because we don't want the premature aging and the matronly body that go along with that degree of self-indulgence. It's a choice. So I think you can see that lifestyle issues have an impact too on our eating, our weight, and our health. And it's pretty important to figure out how to gear our environments to support living as a slender, healthy person. We don't want to get slender and just gain the weight back again. So this involves the foods we keep in our fridge and our pantry, our grocery shopping and our meal planning, the restaurants we frequent and what we order at them. We intentionally set up our environments to support our success living slender. So to summarize, when women over age 50 want to release excess weight in a healthy and sustainable way, they need a complete program. It needs to be long enough and complete enough to learn to eat differently, think differently, and get the right supports from your environment to live a slender life. It makes so much sense and it works so well once you start applying these principles. And you can do it. It's like if you wanted to grow some beautiful orchids. You need to understand how to give them the nutrients they need, right? And what they need to be protected from. For example, orchids don't like to have water on their petals. You might read about orchid care. You might get some mentoring by someone who's successfully raised beautiful orchids or helped other people to. And over time, with study and guidance and experience, you develop an intuitive understanding of how orchids thrive. And you get better and better at raising beautiful orchids. So as women over age 50, we're a bit like orchids. Our bodies require a bit more understanding and thoughtful care. When we try to lose weight at this age, we need to develop a better, more intuitive understanding of how our bodies work and how we can eat for health and vitality. We need to employ an approach that works with our body rather than against it. Once you put it all together, you can get all the way to your slender, right-sized body and regain so much health and vitality. You'll see. Now, I'm sure you understand a lot more about the 3 keys to releasing your excess weight at this stage of life. You can see the path to getting slender for good. You understand more about how the Slender for Good program works and why it works when other approaches don't. Now, if you want to implement these 3 keys on your own, I can encourage you to check out Food Addicts Anonymous for guidance on your food plan. Their food plan really works, and you can join a supportive community there too, especially if a 12-step community is a great fit for you. And if you know you'd like help and you'd like to discuss this with me, I'm offering a limited number of weight loss breakthrough calls directly with me. We get on the phone for about 45 minutes, and you get the chance to share your story and just what your experience has been like with eating and weight loss efforts. For so many women, they find that to be a really healing experience. And on that call too, we'll get really clear about 2 things. The number 1 thing stopping you from getting slender and healthy, and your next steps for getting slender for good. This breakthrough call is a limited offer. I only have a few time slots available. And it's a great opportunity for you to take a big step forward towards transforming your body and your life. And I'm not charging for it, but there is an application. When you go to the scheduling page, there's a questionnaire to complete. And that's because I only want to get on the phone with you if I can help you get all the way to slender for good. You can do this. So I invite you to take the next step. Click the blue button that says schedule your weight loss breakthrough call here, and let's talk about getting you ready to lose all your excess weight. I have so many success stories with this way of eating, and they all started out in the exact spot you're in, scheduling the weight loss breakthrough call. I can promise that with this phone call, you'll gain great clarity about what will work for you to get slender for good. I really invite you to take action today because it's of paramount importance to get on top of this now and start living in a healthy body. So many women find it's a lot easier than they thought it would be, and they just wish they'd done it sooner. And the results are beyond what they even dared to dream of. Now, this is not for everyone, so let me tell you who this is for. It's for women of a certain age, generally over age 50, who are done with quick fixes and magic pills. It's for women who are ready to make some changes to the way they eat in a way they can sustain for a lifetime. We'll develop a plan that fits you and your life. And I promise you'll still be able to eat food that you love. But you do need to be prepared to follow some clear, specific advice and develop some new slenderful eating habits. I also find intelligent, educated women have the easiest time learning and applying the lessons of Slender for Good. The eating plan is great and will work for anyone regardless of age or gender. So you can feel very comfortable feeding the rest of your family this way too. But it's my mission particularly to work with wise women of a certain age. And I find intelligent women are better able to learn the lessons behind the changes I recommend. And understanding why you're making these changes really helps you sustain them. I invite you to schedule your breakthrough call now. Now you might be wondering why I'm offering such a valuable service for free. And there are two reasons. First, it's my mission to help other women get the transformation I got because it's given me my life back. I spent too many years of my life missing out on too much of life because of excess weight, premature aging, and declining health. And it took me a really long time to figure it all out, but now I know the solution. I know exactly how to guide women over age 50 to change their eating, to change their mindsets and their lifestyles so they can get all the way to their desired results with a healthy, vital, slender body and a bright future. So I can't stand idly by and watch without offering my help. And the second reason I offer this call for no charge is it gives me a great opportunity to find the women who are the most likely to successfully achieve their goal through the Slender for Good program. I'm Dr. Ginny, and I want you to become one of the rare and fortunate few women over age 50 to finally get fully slender in a healthy and sustainable way. To enjoy the fullest, happiest life possible. To make the difference in the world you were born to make. If you're ready to become healthy, happy, and slender for good, click the blue button and apply for a breakthrough call. I really look forward to talking with you. Let's do this.